Hi, thank you for joining us on this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name is Scott Jenkins, your host, just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona. And hopefully today with our picks and your picks, it's going to be another profitable day for you. Friday, February 2nd, NBA and college slate. A lot of stuff going on tonight. Just a couple games in college. Basketball that we're on, and then we'll get into the NBA. So first game up, 5 o'clock out here in Phoenix, so 7 o'clock Eastern, Dayton, St. Bonaventure. Dayton has been fantastic. Best team in the AAC. Best offense and best defense, in my opinion. So when you've got the best of both worlds, makes it very difficult for other teams to beat. It makes you a pretty good cover machine. They have been covering as of late. So we like Dayton at home, so we're going to ride with them one more time here tonight. Dayton minus 4.5 first half, minus 7.5 for the game. One more time, Dayton minus 4.5 first half, minus 7.5 for the game. Next game up, Butler, Creighton. If this game was at Butler, we would be talking maybe a Butler upset. But Butler on the road is no bueno, so to speak. No good. Has not lived up to expectations would be the nice way to put it. Creighton 10.5 point favorite in Omaha at home. 147.5 total. We like Creighton in this matchup. We'll keep rolling with Creighton. So Creighton minus 6 first half, minus 10 for the game. One more time, Creighton minus 6 first half, minus 10 for the game. Now we'll get over to the NBA slate. A lot of games going on in the NBA. I do apologize there. Let's see here. So we'll get into those NBA games. Clippers at the Pistons. Clippers right around 12-point favorite on the road. They've played pretty well. They've had a couple bumps in the road here over the last couple months, but other than those couple bumps in the road, they've been pretty fantastic overall. So we're going to roll with Clippers here. Pistons come off a cover the other night. Don't think they're going to get 2 in a row. Clippers minus 3.5 first quarter, minus 7.5 first half, minus 12 for the game. James Harden over 2.5 turnovers. We go to this bet quite a bit. It is the first time I have seen his over 2.5 at plus money on DraftKings, so something to keep an eye out there. We're definitely going to hop on that one. Jalen Duren over 12.5 points and over 1.5 turnovers. Pistons under the 112.5 team total. We also like the under in this game, about 238.5. So we'll take Clippers Pistons under 58.5 first quarter, under 117 first half, under 61.5 third quarter, and then that under 238.5 for the game. So one more time in this Clippers-Pistons matchup, Clippers minus 3.5 first quarter, minus 7.5 first half, minus 12 for the game. Harden over the 2.5 turnovers, Jalen Duren over 1.5 turnovers, and also over 12.5 points. We'd probably look at a Westbrook prop here lately, but if it's at 13, 14.5, probably not going to play it, just to give you a heads up on that. We also like the Pistons under the 112.5 team total. I think if they get to 105 tonight, that's a big number for them against the Clippers. We'll also like the under in this matchup, under 58.5 first quarter, under 117 first half, under 61.5 in the third quarter only, and then also under 238.5 for the game. Next game up, Wizards Heat. Another game that we like under the total. First of all, the Heat haven't been able to score in damn near a month and a half. They're on a major losing streak here. They might win this game and finally break that streak, but I don't think they're going to come out and pounce the Wizards. They might win in spite of themselves, so to speak, in this one here. But we do like the Wizards to cover here, and I think they got a good chance to win this game because the Heat are just struggling. Ever since Butler's came back especially, has definitely put a cog in the wheel where they can't kind of figure out what they're doing offensively. So Wizards plus 2.5 first quarter, plus 4.5 first half, plus 8 for the game. We're also going under in this matchup, under 58.5 first quarter, under 116.5 first half, and under 228 for the game. Jimmy Butler under 22.5 points, under 33.5 par, and over 1.5 turnovers. Tyler Hero under 3.5 threes, and the Heat under the 118.5 team total. I don't know if they can score 120 these days against anybody, so we'll take the under there. So one more time in this Wizards-Heat matchup, Wizards plus 2.5 first quarter, plus 4.5 first half, plus 8 for the game. Under 58.5 first quarter, under 116.5 first half, under 228 for the game. Butler under 22.5 points, under 33.5 par, and over 1.5 turnovers. Tyler Hero under 3.5 threes. And Heat under 118.5 team total. Next game up, Suns at the Hawks. Suns have they seem to be on a streak right now where they're going to manufacture wins. It's great to see. They finally should. This team should have been winning a lot sooner this season, but had some injuries, stuff like that. So maybe they're making their run right here before the All-Star break. Hawks just beat the Lakers, so being the worst team against the spread in the league, we got to go back to the well. They don't get those wins very often. So Suns minus 1.5 first quarter, minus 1.5 first half, minus 3.5 for the game. Devin Booker over 29.5 points, over 2.5 threes, over 41.5 par, and under 2.5 turnovers. And then the Suns over the 126.5 team total. So one more time in this Suns-Hawks matchup, Suns minus 1.5 first quarter, minus 1.5 first half, minus 3.5 for the game. Devin Booker over 29.5 points, over 2.5 threes, over 41.5 par, under 2.5 turnovers. Suns over the 126.5 team total. Next game up, Pacers-Kings. Pacers are one of the best teams at home against the spread when they are a dog. Just keep that in mind on this one. I know Halliburton's kind of been limited minutes coming back so far, but the Kings are not necessarily a road dominant team on this one, so I think you got really good value here with the Pacers. So we're going to take the Pacers plus a half first quarter, plus 1.5 first half, plus a half for the third quarter, plus 3 for the game. De'Aaron Fox, under 27.5 points, under 2.5 threes, over 2.5 turnovers. Then we've also got Pascal Siakam over 21.5 points. That wasn't a lot of props out yet for the Pacers, so do make sure you check the Google Sheets at the end of every show that we do to get our latest updated bets on our ledger. So make sure you check those out when we get a little closer to game time if you're looking for some other props on that particular matchup. So Pacers plus a half first quarter, plus 1.5 first half, plus a half third quarter, plus 3 for the game. De'Aaron Fox under 27.5 points, under 2.5 threes, and over 2.5 turnovers. Siakam over 21.5 points. Next game up, we've got the Timberwolves and we've got the Magic, and this line's getting out of control. We don't like a side here or the total. Should be a lower scoring game overall, maybe played in the 2 teens on that one. The Magic have finally scored scored some points here the last couple games, but now you're going against the best defense in the NBA. Could be definitely probably going to be difficult for them. But Anthony Edwards over 26.5 points, over 2.5 threes, over 36.5 par. We think AE gets back to right tonight. Banchero over 2.5 turnovers. So one more time in that game there, T-Wolves and the T-Wolves and the Magic. We'll get back to those bets. Sorry, Anthony Edwards over 26.5 points, over 2.5 threes, over 36.5 par. Banchero over 2.5 turnovers. Next game up, Warriors, Grizzlies. Warriors 8-point favorite. Grizzlies have been extremely tough against the number with getting all these points. 224.5 total. Warriors not that good on the road, not that good at home, so tough to get a read on it. But the player that's really been kind of having a great season that nobody's paying attention to right now is Jonathan Kuminga, over 19.5 points and over 29.5 par. We'll also go back here a little bit later on, I'm sure, and look at some Draymond Green, maybe rebounds and assists, stuff like that, props. So make sure you keep an eye on that. But so far in that game, Jonathan Kuminga over 29.5 points. Over 19.5 points, over 29.5 par. Next game up, Spurs, Pelicans. If anybody can tell me what the Pelicans are going to do on a nightly basis, please email us or make comments at the bottom of the episode. I'd love to know what the Pelicans are going to do on a nightly basis. Spurs, on the other hand, normally they're going to lose. The question is not, are they going to put up some points on that one? 233.5 total. We're staying away from side and total on this one. Just Wemby props for us in this game. So Wemby over 23.5 points, over 1.5 threes, over 37.5 par, and over 2.5 blocks. We might go back to the turnover one here as well, but just what we've got so far, over 23.5 points, over 1.5 threes, over 37.5 par, over 2.5 blocks. Next game up, Thunder Hornets, and this line's gotten out of control. It's 15.5 to 16 at home, 225 total. Makes player props and everything kind of tough, but these big numbers as of late, you should play the dog, but we're going to stay away from that. Just don't want to really, the way the Hornets have played lately, don't really want anything to do with them. But we'll take some player props in this one. So SGA over 1.5 threes was plus money again on FanDuel. It's like plus 158, I think. on that one. Chet Holmgren over 1.5 threes, over 2.5 blocks. And we also did sprinkle a little bit of money on 4+ blocks, at plus like 250 on FanDuel earlier today. Hornets under the 103.5 team total. So one more time in the Hornets and Thunder matchup, SGA over 1.5 threes, Holmgren over 1.5 threes, Holmgren over 2.5 blocks, a little bit of sprinkle on Holmgren 4+ blocks, and Hornets under the 103.5 team total as they've struggled to score in every game, especially since LaMelo's been out as well. Next game up we're going to take is the Rockets. Raptors. Rockets right around 4-point favorite at home. 4.5, depending on where you got it on that one there. So, to me, the Raptors, of course, made all those trades, I think, on guys that weren't going to stick around, Pascal Siakam and some others. The Rockets really good at home, and they cover at home, so we'll roll with the Rockets on this one. And Jalen Green's been on a tear if you haven't been paying attention, so we're going to ride the Rockets, and we'll ride Jalen Green again. So Rockets -1 first quarter, -2.5 first half, -4.5 for the game. Jalen Green over 22.5 points, over 2.5 threes. We're also going to sprinkle a little bit on 4+ threes and 5+ threes on Jalen Green. Sengun under 38.5 par and over 2.5 turnovers, as that's pretty consistent for him on both those to be under par and over turnovers. So one more time, Rockets -1 first quarter, -2.5 first half, -4.5 for the game. Jalen Green over 22.5 points, over 2.5 threes. Also a little sprinkle on 4+ threes and 5+ threes. Sengun under 38.5 par, over 2.5 turnovers in that one there. Then we'll get in to the last game of the night. Blazers going to the Nuggets. Blazers on the road, Nuggets at home. Nuggets one of the best cover teams at home. Blazers one of the worst cover teams on the road. Should work out well, right? So what, Blazers win on the money line? The way that the season's been going? No, we'll go. We've had a really good season. It's just we've had a weird couple of nights, the last couple of nights. But we will take Nuggets -4 first quarter, -7.5 first half, -12.5 for the game. Anthony Simons under 22.5 points, under 3.5 threes. I cannot figure out what role he's doing now that Brogdon's back. It's when Brogdon was out of the lineup, Simons was dominating. Now that Brogdon's back, see, and I like Brogdon as a player. I just think they've got way too many guards, right? So you got Scoot coming off the bench now. When Scoot was there, like him and Simons were sharing responsibility of the ball a little bit more. Simons seemed to get more involved in the offense. Now he seems to be relegated to be a spot-up shooter. That's not Simons. Simons can be I think a 25-5 guy almost every night. But you delegate him to this like third-tier type of role. If you're not going to keep him, put him on the block. Or try to trade Brogdon. I'm going to tell you who could use Brogdon right now. That's called the Phoenix Suns. We got a point guard to that team. Oh, my God. Problem is no assets left and no money. So we're going to make it a little difficult to trade for Brogdon on that one there. But, you know, I don't know what the Trailblazers do. I mean, if I'm the Blazers, I try to get rid of Brogdon. Or if you don't want Simons, get rid of Simons or something. But you got Scoot on the bench. It was number 2 pick overall. You got to figure something out with that guard logjam and maybe get some more wings on there. I mean, Jeremiah Grant's probably been your most consistent scorer on the Trailblazers. And then you get to the Nuggets, it's another tough one to figure out. They're one of the best under teams in the NBA. It's not because their defense is great. They do create some maybe weird angles with their defense, but it's not like they're blocking a lot of shots, getting a lot of steals. But that, you know, the Denver Mile High experience definitely is something to worry about there. And then also, you know, the Trailblazers are just not good. When Ayton's up there, I mean, that's just helping you out as well. So we'll give you those plays in this the bets that we have in this Nuggets and Blazers lineup one more time. So Nuggets -4 first quarter, -7.5 first half, -12.5 for the game. Anthony Simons under 22.5 points, under 3.5 threes. DeAndre Ayton under 14.5 points, under 9.5 rebounds, and over 1.5 turnovers. As Ayton never seems to play well against Jokic. So we'll continue with that mess there. So at the end of every episode, like I've mentioned a couple times before, there is going to be a link in the comments section to our Google Sheet. It'll say docs.google.spreadsheet. And a bunch of other stuff behind it. It'll link you right into all of our bets. Basketball, we've also got football going on. If you're interested in the Super Bowl, we've got quite a few bets already for the Super Bowl if you want to check those out. And then also it'll give you a link into the basketball. And then baseball, we started up here. We're a couple months away from opening day, a little less than a couple months away. So if you're into baseball, that is one of our best handicap sports. So make sure you check that out. You can check Baseball 2023 if you want to. It was out there. I mean, we were up over 7,500 units in baseball. So if you like to check that out, make sure you do. Feel free to do so and do that. And also, make sure you subscribe and get notifications to the YouTube channel. Makes life really simple to find us. Once you hit that subscribe button, turn notifications on for YouTube. You'll get a notification to your phone or device to let you know Sports Bets for Free has dropped a new episode or show of bets. Give you plenty of time to match them up with your bets, give you that ton of confidence you need heading to the betting app or betting window so we can all make some money. I do appreciate everybody's support as always and look forward to seeing you on the next episode.